my views on health have changed in many ways. In some ways, they have stayed the same. So I want to share that on this episode with you, just you and me. Drop on in, get a little heart-to-heart time. My heart is very tender. I've had a lot of change in my life. I've been doing a lot of deep therapy with EMDR, and with a wonderful therapist in Buffalo who's just incredible. And then all the other things, right? Add that with elite nutrition and just a sleep hygiene protocol that you would die for. Like, now my bedroom is got these blockout shades from U Blockout, and I've got a cool mattress, and I've got the harmonizer, which is a PEMF device that sits on my chest, and I'll do a little meditation beforehand, and it's added so much value to my life. Sometimes I wake up and I was like, all I want is for everybody else on the planet to feel this full of life. I know in my heart of hearts there would be less war. I say that about a few things in my life lately, but man, it is upregulating the quality of the human experience and combining that with amplified presence, the present of the present moment, and just being here and being now, which, what a gift. I mean, somebody sat down with me on a meeting today. We were talking about different experiences. We are talking about, hold on, you know what I want to do? I want to put this on Do Not Disturb, because if someone were to give me a phone call right now, I would be so frustrated to break up this flow. So we were talking about different experiences, and he was saying, he's got to work with all these leaders across the globe and game changers, people who they're 9 figures. I was like, that's so incredible, the impact you can make. And I appreciate that. And I have such a unique experience that you can't buy. There was a long time I just wanted to live. I wanted to live. I wanted to make it. I wanted to not have metastatic cancer. I wanted to not be under the crippling vice of brain fog and fatigue that Lyme disease can often gift someone. That's all I wanted. And now to be so functional. And not only to be functional, but now to be in a role where I get to assist others who have fallen along the way. I don't like the word to influence. I don't know what it is about. I don't like the word influence. I'm not an influencer. But that's actually all in my list of things I've gained. So let me just say this. That gift, right, that I have, that like cancer and Lyme and chronic illness and all these surgeries that I talk about on all the podcasts. And if this is your first podcast, you're like, who is this guy? What is he talking about? So you can go back to some of the earlier episodes and see my life as a cancer survivor, all the things. But I'm very the cup is overflowing. That's the only way I can say it. And so I made this list of things that have really rolled into my DNA, rolled into my being from doing the podcast, which is the gift that keeps on giving. So I'm going to go through these in no particular order. And there'll be more, There's so many times that I was like, wow, that is a new belief system that's developed as a result of working with bioregulatory medicine, or sitting in with 2 to 3 episodes with Dr. Dixon Tom, in which I understand my body's way of interrelating with the outside world impacts what I choose to do for health. That is forever changed. And this is season 7, right? It's forever changed. So there's a lot. It probably needs to be a book. And every time I say a book or writing a book, which I've written for years, it's like a pile of writings. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that thing. It feels very intimidating, but I should put everything together. So I just should all over myself. Let's go forward with this list. So if I'm going in no particular order, what did I write here? Oh God, the number one is I'm so aware that the human brain operates, for the most part, on unconscious programming. And so what is a program? It's this almost like this reflexive response to, it could be if something feels expensive or if something feels out of alignment, you have a yes or a no in your body. So you automatically have a deep knowing. You're like, no, that's not for me. Yes, that's it for me. But the programs aren't always ours. They can be moms, they can be dads, they can be programs about feeling safe in a relationship, they can be programs about physical intimacy, they can be programs about your belief system on what your self-worth comes from. Do I need to achieve, as an achiever, I'm a chronic achiever, that drives me, right, to do things above and beyond the norm. A lot of times on the other side of that, I feel love. Look what I've achieved. I feel love. So we could argue that that program is one that may serve me in some aspects of my life. And also, I find from my experience that is a program that can burn you out. It's like, how hard can you make the hamster run in a wheel? So I'm so aware of that in my life. And my note was is that programs are fierce and they are competitive. I found great value in unpacking this, and I will do this for the rest of my life. What programs serve me, and what ones I may want to tweak to find better value from my life. And it's going to be personal. There's no list of programs I can give everybody. But the way the brain works, a lot of these run on the subconscious, and they are driving you down the maze of life. And here's the great one. The only thing we can do, we continually have to take time. We have to step off the ride. We have to pause, and we have to breathe. I remember always being like, what is meditation? Doesn't feel good. I don't like it. I don't like sitting still. Well, I'll tell you what, the value is for me stepping off the ride. When I pause, when I breathe, there's a different level of awareness of my programming. And that is the place that I have found I can create change in my own life. So I still don't like meditating, but I like stepping off the ride, and I like the power of pause, and I like intentional napping, and I like slowing down. It saved my life.